Morning, loves. Joining me on your mat, just starting lying down to seated, whatever feels right. And how are you today? It's a lovely autumn day, and you can still see the moon outside when you look up into the completely clear blue sky. And there's a sort of a lovely warmth, but a crispness to today. And even if you haven't been outside, maybe just those words can kind of conjure up a lovely feeling for you. The sort of day that when you sort of look at things, the trees, the leaves on the trees, how the light shines on it, there's so many different patterns and shadows, and it really is beautiful to take a moment just to sort of soak up the beauty of nature, or just beauty appreciation in any respect. So let's sit with that energy today, beauty appreciation. Perhaps just reflect back on what you've seen this morning or yesterday that may have just sort of had a fleeting moment that you recognised as something really lovely. And it can be the simplest of things like that can just boost your day, or something that you can come back to, reflect on when perhaps your energies dip. So just taking a few breaths and grounding into Mother Earth. Thinking about what you want from your practice today, or how you want to feel at the end of your practice. And we'll just start to let everything slow down. Notice physically how you're holding your body and yourself. Whether there's always a little bit of tension and the shoulders are up near the ears. Whether we can just relax. How tight is your belly as you breathe? And where is there tension that you always hold in the same spot? We're such creatures of habit, even with how we hold energy in our body. So just becoming aware. So we're going to come into meditation. If you're lying down, just have a few moments to pull the knees in one at a time. Gentle rock on your back. If you're already seated and you just need to have a little sort of seated flex through your body, maybe roll the head. And we'll all come to seated in a moment. And on this kind of peaceful note this morning, we'll do the mantra and mudra of peace begins with me. The using the hands and fingers, and really has, the more you say these beautiful words, words do have energy. Peace, love, whenever you repeat them, it brings that vibration in. It's very different from hate and anger. You know, when you say those words, you can almost feel a different energy the moment you say them. So with this mantra mudra, we bring the fingers to the thumb. So peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. We'll do that. I'll talk through a few of them, and then we can go quiet. And if after a while, partway through, you just want to relax the hands, but stay with your mantra, it's a really lovely way of becoming very centered. So close your eyes and we'll begin. So peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. And just take this internally. Get into a nice rhythm with your breath. Notice if your mantra slows down. Relax your shoulders. Relaxing your face. Notice if your mind is wandering off a little. Just come back. And you can either stay with the mudra, with the hands, if that keeps you a lot more focused. Or you can just drop the hands into your lap. Stay with the mantra. And just repeat that mantra maybe twice more in your mind as we come to a close. And then we can blink our eyes open. Come back into the room. Notice how you feel. When I'm doing the fingers, it keeps me a lot more focused. But then when I offer you that option of just dropping the hands away but staying repeating, notice if there's a really different change in your energy levels there, whether the peace is really starting to sort of infiltrate through your body. It does for me. So come off your cushions if you're on them. The first pose we're going to come into is Swan. So I'm going to show you the reverse, the alternative for people that don't feel like they can do, certainly if it's one-sided with the knee. So the reverse for it is where we come into like thread the needle, where you have one foot on the opposite knee and then you just pull that leg away. So this is the reverse option and a lot less intense on the hips and the knees. But if you want to come into swan, then we'll draw the right leg forward. It's known as pigeon in Hatha. The right leg comes forward, the knees bent, the left leg behind, but use a cushion because to avoid rolling onto that right buttock. It keeps the hips in line and sort of level forward as well. So I always like to start with an upright swan as we gently start to relax into the lower back and the buttocks, and just checking in where we might still hold tension in the legs. And we get a very gentle lumbar curve in the spine, strengthening wrists and stimulating arms. And then when you're ready, and if you want to, you can come down to elbows or head down and arms stretched out, whatever feels right for you in the moment. You can use a block for your head. So you can relax the neck a little. So when we're in this pose, check in with the tension that you might hold in your right buttock and thigh. Keep trying to relax, but especially the abdominal area. Relax the tightness in the front of your body. Notice if your shoulders do hunch up to your ears, and see if you can soften here. Please adjust at any time that you need to with your props. Belly breathing. Notice if you're tight in the belly as you breathe. If at any point you need to come out, please do. Are you enjoying this pose? Is it quite welcome today? Or not? Did it start off challenging and now it's becoming more tolerable rather? Keep checking in with how the breath feels in your body, if it feels tight. And we'll take a few more breaths and gently come up. Nice and slowly, especially as you come out of this one. It's such a compressive pose. And we'll find neutral spine Shavasana. It's lovely, that pose, because we come on the shin. and you're using the top of the leg against the mat. It's lovely for your stomach meridian. So you might feel now probably a lovely tingliness in your right leg, foot, where we've been all squashed up. Deep breath, maybe a long sigh. That pose actually is a lovely balancing pose for all of the meridians that run through your leg. You might even find a lovely sort of tingliness come up the front of your torso, from pelvis up to belly and chest, where the meridian lines come across our body or up our body. I think it's really lovely to imagine, yes, we're coming into different poses with yin and it's giving us a lovely physical stretch, but there's so many underlying health benefits and ways of healing in these poses energetically. So we'll bring our right knee in, then our left. After those sensations fade, have a nice rock. And we'll come up to the other side. Again, if you're doing it in reverse, I'd suggest staying in reverse to do the other side, just so that it feels more even. Okie dokie. So, your left leg is to the front, knee bent, right leg behind. So we'll do about 5. Last side was 5 minutes. Sometimes this pose, 3 minutes can feel like enough. So please judge your own self today. So gently relaxing, finding where there's tension, letting go. And then when you want to, coming onto elbows or all the way down. And as you relax forward, really trying to observe your breath in your belly, but try not to be tight. Let your face relax, neck. As you settle more into this pose, you can enjoy whether you can come a little bit more further into it, enjoy the compression. And with all two-sided poses, explore how one side feels compared with the other, whether one feels better, easier.
Keep rotating your awareness around your body for areas you can relax. And then witness your thoughts. Focusing on your breath, feel the breath into the belly and the lower back and how it moves up into the body. Noticing if your wrists and hands are relaxed. And then we'll take a long deep breath. And gently come up.
Really slowly. I love the way it feels when you come out of this pose very gradually, being very mindful of everything that you feel as you release your legs. And a nice slow roll down, relax. Time to tune in. Perhaps when you lie here, there's a kind of immediately you can feel a lovely coolness around the hip flexors, perhaps the groin. And then you start to feel the tingliness coming onto the tops of the leg. Just be fascinated by what you feel. Sole of the foot on the left leg. Is your back relaxed? And just watching everything sort of fade away. We'll draw our knees in. Nice rock. Bring your head up if you want to. It just feels quite nice to stretch the back a little bit more. Then might enjoy a roll on a slightly different part of your back. So we're going to roll up now into dragon. I've chosen the first two poses today to be quite strong poses, but then two gentle ones afterwards. The balance. Okay, we won't do the full time in dragon because it is quite intense. But if you come onto your hands and knees, and then we're going to draw the right leg forwards. The hand comes to the the foot is on the outside of the hands. So if I turn this way, we're in this position. And the left knee is behind you. If you need some padding under that knee, if you're on a hard surface, I'd suggest get a little cushion or a blanket, really support the comfort of your left back knee. If you've got blocks, then it is quite nice to start in dragon with the blocks, so it's softer to begin with. And then gradually explore this pose, because quite often we come into it holding a little bit of tension in the body to hold the structure. When you feel safe enough to really relax and let the pelvis drop, really feeling that deep stretch in the top of your left leg, you're going to feel it in your arms a little. If you feel comfortable, you can tilt your right knee out to the side. That's always a slight different variation. Try not to be too tense in your shoulders and neck. Let the head drop. If at any time you need to come out, even if it is like now, where we've only been in it a little while, please leave the pose. Relax into the breath. Notice how you feel about this pose, whether it's something you're disliking at the moment and why you might be. Does it hurt? Is it challenging? Is it difficult? Let's just take 2 more breaths here. And we'll come out gently. Be slow as you come out. Support your body. Okay, so that was about 2.5 minutes. Take your time, enjoy the release as you come back onto your mat. And there'll be times when you like that pose and you can do it for longer, and other times where it's just very intense. Okay, what do you feel? Where do you feel it? These poses are all very much centered around root chakra, sacral, svadhisthana. Working with our hips and being on the mat, very grounding. Stimulation in the arms, working our heart and lung energy in the small and large intestine. So notice your hands and your wrists. And we'll gently hug ourselves in. Take a bit longer here if you need to. You're probably going to be feeling in the tops of your legs. And then we'll come up. So we'll do half the time that we normally do in this pose on the other side. Okay, left leg forward, bending at the knee. Again, I'm going to use a support under my right back knee. I don't want to be feeling uncomfortable where it's unnecessary. And then starting with blocks, if you have them, it's quite nice. And then settling into this. It's good to do these challenging poses sometimes because it allows our body to have that belief that we can suffer or deal with challenging things in life, can get through it, resilience. So try and come into a nice gentle breath. Again, if this doesn't feel right at all, always come out. You can always exit a pose at any time. Breathing to your belly. Notice if you do become quite shallow in your breath in your chest. What's going through your mind? Check in whether your back leg, the back of your thigh of your right leg is tense. Two more breaths. And out we come. Nice and slowly. A very deep, deep stretch. Well done. Enjoy a nice rest back on your mat, just so you can feel everything. If your eyes are closed, just try and follow where chi is moving. Subtle sensations. Try and relax the muscles of your back. And just notice whether you feel really quite stimulated through your legs. So when you're ready, let's hug our knees in for a moment. Feel some relief if you need to. I can really, really feel that in the tops of my legs. These leg hip creases, very intense today. So we're going to take a nice relaxing banana now. Bring your legs back down. A nice side stretch will get into our gallbladder meridian. So we'll always start going to the right. Bring your feet to the lower right. And then right leg over your left. And then just release the buttocks if they feel tight. Shuffle your shoulders. to the top right. And we'll just relax here. You can have your arms above your head or in cactus, but today, just going a little bit more relaxed with these last two poses. Just going to leave them by the side of my body. And you can enjoy some really lovely deep breaths here. Belly, feel it all moving up into the chest. Try and relax the sides of your waist and your lower back if the muscles are tense. So it's always nice to realise the energy that we're working with here with the gallbladder. Indecisiveness or rash decisions can sort of weaken that energy, but strengthening this energy can lead to us being more decisive, more courageous. Like with anger, it weakens our liver. Fear weakens the energy of the kidneys. Grief is what actually weakens the lungs as well. So the emotional link to our organs. Even though this is a very relaxing pose, still notice if you are tense anywhere. Toes or feet, are they pointed? See if you can relax. Enjoying the stretch that you feel. And if you feel like you need to move further into this pose, just for a moment longer, just adjust yourself. An easy way to an easy way to strengthen this pose is to actually just swap the feet. When you bring your left leg over your right, you'll feel a lot more stretch. So let's have another breath. And then bring ourselves back into a neutral spine. Nice and slowly. Moving shoulders and legs just back to centre. And we'll take a little while here just to let everything settle back into alignment. Perhaps you can feel a coolness on your inside of your legs, sides of your waist. And then before we go into the other side, let's draw our knees in just to kind of release the feeling. It's always like a kind of a reset, bringing your knees in. Have a little rock. It shifts anything that you're feeling from the last pose. Come into it with a kind of a fresh mind. Okay. So feet down again. Everything is going to the left this time. Feet left, left foot over right, and then shoulders left. Just adjust your buttocks and sides of your waist, lower back. And then however you want to position your head, turn it to the side or just leave looking up. Focus on your belly breathing. Move further into the pose if you wish, or swap your feet for more intensity. Although this is a very relaxing pose, you still want to feel the stretch. It doesn't have to be a deep, intense stretch, but you do want to feel something. Relax the pelvis if you feel like your left hip is kind of tense, side of the waist. How does this pose feel? It might not feel very like you have to pay too much attention physically, so it can give you that space to observe your mind. Notice your thoughts. So important to notice your thoughts. Something Wayne Dyer always says is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's a lovely little quote to come back to. So let's just take 3 more breaths. Try and stay conscious with the whole in and exhale. And gently we'll come back to neutral spine. Feeling that lovely stimulation in the right, Pingala, our masculine energy. Again, perhaps you can notice a very like a light coolness around the tops of your thighs, inner thighs, perhaps the inner part of your knees. And then we'll bring our knees in. I'll give you yogi's choice with the last pose. We've got time for one pose. You might like to do bench, where we lie back over the cushion, or waterfall. I know a lot of you love waterfall because it's relaxing for the legs and feet. So choose what you feel you would like, whether to raise the legs or whether you feel like your body needs a very gentle back bend or an opening through your thoracic. So I know you know these poses, but bench is where we lie back. You could perhaps try both and think what your body resonates with more. This one, or raised legs. I know you all have your favourites. No, today I think it's going to be bench for me. Sometimes you have to try them and see how it fits. Pull a little blanket over your shoulders if you want to as you lie there. Might feel a bit more comfortable. So whatever pose you've chosen, as always, try and relax. Enjoy the stretch. And if you do hold tension in your body and you find it, is it the place that it always is? Can you relax and will it stay relaxed, or is it one of those places that it just always comes back? Relaxing your face. Loosen your forehead and around your eyes, cheeks and jaw. Breathing to your belly. Again, just be conscious of what you're thinking. If you find you're on a bit of a negative vibe, flip it to something that you're grateful for. So we'll take one more breath and we'll gently come out of this pose. nice and slowly, just remove the cushion that you've used for bench or waterfall. Just come on your mat for a moment, lie back. Deep breath in, nice long sigh. And then choose how you want to relax now. If you want to stay exactly where you are and just pull a blanket over, please do. Come up to seated if it's more comfortable for you. We all have our preferred ways of relaxing. Make sure you've got a couple of blankets and you're nice and warm, put your socks on. My son got one of these heated blankets from his girlfriend recently, one you plug in. And actually, it's just occurred to me there's no reason why you couldn't use that. Or even on your yoga mat, you notice I have not the normal yoga mat, it's a nice furry one, because for yin, we don't need the sticky grip. You can have loads of blankets and softness under you. So, especially for relaxation, make yourself nice and cozy. Begin to soften your body. From head to toe, relaxing the head and scalp. Softening around the eyebrows and your eyes. Nose and cheeks and cheekbones. Top and bottom lip and releasing the jaw. Relaxing the back of the head, around the neck, shoulders, upper arms and lower arms down to hands and fingers. Releasing any tightness and tension in the front of your body, the sides of your body and the back of your body. Softening the buttocks, pelvis, thighs and knees. Shins, calves, down to ankles and feet. And all your toes. As you just take these few more minutes of relaxation, just imagine that you're lying somewhere. No one is around you to disturb you. It could be a warm, sandy beach that you've moulded a little shape into the sand. Perhaps a little bit of palm tree just to cover your face. Or you can just imagine that you've walked into this beautiful meadow and nestled yourself into a nest among the long grasses. Wherever it is for you, just find a place in your mind that is your place. Following your in and exhale, perhaps you can say in, out. And just take some time to be. Gently now, just come back to the sound of my voice. No need to move just yet, just bring your consciousness back from wherever your thoughts went. Take a nice deep breath. And then ever so gently you can begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe rock your head from side to side. You can roll your shoulders even if you're lying down. And then gently hugging your knees in. Enjoy a rock on your back if you're lying down. And just notice how you feel. Are you feeling good? Are you feeling relaxed and sort of connected to yourself again? And the mind feels clear. Just notice how you feel with your practice. So rolling up to seated gently. Take your time again just to come to seated, root yourself down. And feeling ready for your day in a good way. Looking forward to what life brings. So bring your hands to heart center, lovelies. Om Shanti. Namaste.